Catch up with you later, sir.
Reason why I'm saying Jamaica is
Hello?
and yeah.
Hello, hello? All right.
Hi neighbor, what's up? What's up?
Good afternoon, sir. What's happening to you?
Ah, why you say that now?
You read that book, sir?
All the time.
48 Laws of Power?
Yes, man, it's a good book, man.
No, sir. It's
That's how
not
I go for in my life. That's how I go for in my life.
by the 48 Laws of Power?
Yes, yes.
Well, it's an interesting book, but it's not a book that I would recommend necessarily.
No, man, if you read that book, you can quote 1 and 2 lines out of it, it would lead you in the right.
I have read it. I have read it actually. And I'm telling you that you have to be careful.
Right, so neighbor.
Hold on for me, sir. Go ahead now.
Alright, so the reason why I'm saying that Jamaica seems as if Jamaica is a PNP country. The reason why I'm saying that is because it is obvious that PNP willing to burn down the country and nobody, willing to hold them accountable. They can do or say anything, and no one will hold them accountable. The MPs for PNP would do no work at all and still gain power, while the Jamaica, the JLP MPs will have to work twice as hard to get re-elected. So to me, I see some biasness as it relates to that, as it relates to both parties. That's the reason why I'm saying, Jamaica is a PNP country because, for example, Rhoda is working hard or something like that. Some people he's saying that Rhoda will lose. It's just that I think these people in Jamaica, they are just hypocritical and biased against the JLP party. That's how I sum it up.
Sir, there are always people who feel that for their own interests, the People's National Party would be the better government. And there are people who feel that the Jamaica Labour Party, for their own interests, would be the better government. I think the People's National Party over the years would have built within the structure large support in very influential parts of the society. And these people, sir, they fear authoritarian power. I want you to know that.
Yeah.
Because sir, that the way we practice politics in Jamaica, which I think needs to change.
Yeah.
Is that the government is to be the government for Jamaica. The government of Jamaica. Yeah? And so you should not fear that your business or your company will not get contracts if a certain government is in power. That there be a system that is fair and equitable, and if you bid on a contract and your company qualifies, that you get it. So in other words, when the elections are over, the politicking ends. But sadly, sir, we can't say that that's where we are in Jamaica. I think we are improving.
To be honest, I'm not cutting up, but to be honest, if PNP should win the next general election, plenty people in their job will have to leave, trust me. While if it was the other way around, and the JL party is more lenient as it relates to people, if the Labour Party come in government and people is working good also, you will leave them to make them work, but not the PNP. If the PNP come in, alright, I remember they had a day when the local government election where Swebe won Kingston and St. Andrew. There was this lady, because she came from a Labour right constituency. The following day, they told her that it's only 2 persons they need. Right off the bat, she got fired and bring in an ex-PNP person. Hello, Bobby. You reach? Yeah. Neighbor, I'm at the airport in Barbados. My drive is here, so I will connect back later, yeah?
All right, man. Take care of yourself. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let me end with Barry. Barry Martin, how are you doing, sir?
Neighbor, I hope I'm not disturbing I'm driving, so I hope it's not distorting the live.
Well,
Where they, Barry?
Go ahead, Barry.
But neighbor, I was looking at some clippings when my got a chance. And the Jamaica Labour Party look very good out there, man. I saw you down in Old Harbour there.
Yes, I think the Labour Party won nomination day hands down based on the reports I've gotten across the island.
So and I was looking, I saw them putting up some clippings of the nomination day for the Jamaica Labour Party. And pretty much all those candidates that I saw in the clippings, neighbor, seems to be doing very well in terms of their showing. And if this is anything,
I think we should tell our listeners though Barry, that we have to be very careful how we use crowd to determine what will happen on election day. Because are you ready for me, sir? Yeah. Okay. We have to be careful how we use crowd to determine what is going to happen on election day. I think it gives you a gauge of exactly where we are.
The support is yes, neighbor. And
yes, but I spoke to several people today who said I don't have a vote. I'm here to support, but I don't have a vote. And I don't know, Barry, but I think that we ought to make the whole process of registration a little more
simpler, yeah.
So that people don't just get an ID because they want to, get an ID. Because you know that the election itself creates some excitement.
Yes.
But then sometimes it's too late.
And then guess what, Neve? I think cutting off a voters list should be like a month or so before. As if you're registered to vote, as long as we can verify that you live in a particular zone or area, which the government probably needs to make sure that when, for example, I live now in Georgia. When I first came to United States, I lived in Florida, right? I had a Florida driver's license and a Florida address. When I moved to Georgia, I had 30 days in which to change my address and my driver's license.
Yes.
And so after you are actually driving up on a boat for a period of time, the policeman is going to stop you where you live. And why you don't change your driver's license to your address?
Yeah, and then there is urban blight, not a very positive word, but a lot of people move across parishes and they don't necessarily change their voting areas, and so what you find is that a lot of people on election day are not going to be returning to their communities
because they moved from the constituency and nobody not seems to be able to find them.
They have moved. Yeah.
And if they don't have enough motivation, they're not going back to vote.
Yeah. But it's looking good for your side going into September 3, Barry.
Yes. I heard Favell Williams' crowd wasn't that big, but guess what? I have no doubt that she's going to pull it off.
Yeah.
Yeah. But,
that's a close one.
Yeah. That's a seat that has always been very close to you.
Let me get your views on the polls that came out yesterday. The Prime Minister is losing favorability. Is that so?
But neighbor, the truth is when I heard it, I was like, what the Dickens could Nancy and the cleaner talking about? Given what we see on the ground, neighbor, where children are crying if they don't get to see the Prime Minister. Old lady are walking out in their wheelchair to come see the Prime Minister. Women jumping off of buildings to come get a hug off of the Prime Minister. Even men missing want to kiss the Prime Minister, neighbor. And you're telling me that the Prime Minister popularity is waning? I don't see the same thing going for the opposition.
Yeah, but the Gleaner is saying that they have spoken to one analyst, and the analyst is saying that it's the IC report. It is a fact, Barry, that this IC has in a sense caused some concerns. Wouldn't you admit that?
Neighbor, they say history is always the best guide now as to how we treat with situations. And I'd say that in 2020, when the PMP decided that they were going to beat Andrew Holness for his house, right? Jamaican people decided that, listen, we don't believe in a bad mind, so we are going to make sure that we show you. And it's only a fool, they say, neighbor. Do the same things the same way and expect a different result.
Yeah.
So
and then Barry, I hear Mr. Crawford saying that the Prime Minister is a billionaire. I didn't know that he was a billionaire.
But neighbor, nobody's asking Crawford where he got the money. He said he was living in a 2-bedroom house.
No. Answer. So is the Prime Minister a billionaire?
No. But the question is, neighbor, everybody's pointing finger at the Prime Minister. Crawford come from a very humble beginnings down Native Valley Gardens. Living in a house where him saying I have no door upon it. And all of a sudden, Crawford is one of the largest egg farmer in Jamaica. Where him get all that money from?
By the way, Barry, I'm not a lawyer, but when Crawford said that the Prime Minister said he wasn't born with gold spoon, but he's not to thief. Is that not bordering on that defamation?
Yes, it sounds like you're calling the Prime Minister a thief.
Yes.
Right, because you're talking about you didn't born with it, so you did not forget steal it. So you are suggesting that the Prime Minister steal gold spoon. I mean, let me tell you something, Mr. Neighbor. Jamaican people is going to punish them for it.
You think so, Barry?
And I think Jamaican is going to punish them. And neighbor, just after your manifesto, you launch your manifesto, you have your first major meeting after your manifesto. You go on stage, go chat a whole bag of gimmicks and nothing about what is written in your manifesto. Tell me now, you don't believe in your manifesto?
But Barry, let me take you back to the Gleaner. Obviously, we should expect the Gleaner to be publishing the party standings sometimes this week to next week. If the Prime Minister, according to the Gleaner, is losing favorability, then the PNP is ahead.
Basically, that's what they're saying. Because, I mean, it's a statistical data. So it could mean that Mark Golden may be leading by 3%, by 1%, as well as the Prime Minister may be leading, no, by 5%. Which one it is?
What impact do you think this will have, Barry? The Gleaner RGR Communication Group, TVJ, reporting that the PNP is going into the election with according to the polls, they are ahead. Momentum, enthusiasm for the PNP supporters.
You know, the only thing that it will do, it will further energize the PNP base. But it will in a sense deliver right neighbors. It will incent the labor rights and it will make them more energized. And it will also say to the people who are on the fence who want this Jamaica Labour Party back in power based on the results of the government performance, they will actually be more motivated to go out and make sure that the Prime Minister is returned to office, neighbor, because I think a lot more Jamaicans don't want the opposition than those who want them.
Yeah, there is clear sentiments with the government. But let me take you now, Barry, to the Jamaica Debates Commission. You hear what is happening, that the PNP is suggesting that they don't want nationwide or Emily Cooks. How can that be, Barry?
Well, the thing is, neighbor, it is, and I don't hear the press association coming out against it, neighbor. And that is the first call. The Press Association of Jamaica should stand firm, because in a democracy, it's not like Nationwide is not balanced in terms of their reporting. They have tried to be very balanced, but they would have called the thing the way they see it. And because they call the way.
Oh, hold on, Barry. Let me ask you this: who is responsible to choose the moderators and the questioners for the debate? Isn't the Jamaica Debate Commission?
Yes, but what it is, neighbor, I think the PMP is finding a way to get out of the debate because they don't think they are confident enough to actually go in a debate with the Jamaica Labour Party and come out victorious.
So how do you think the party should respond to this? Is it a matter of civil society? Because civil society in Jamaica is virtually dead, you know, Barry. How do you think the party should respond?
Well, the truth is, you know, I would say if we can get, if you are going to be excluding people from the debate, then call it off.
Call it off?
Yes.
Yes?
So that's basically what I would suggest. Because if you have Cliff Hughes is probably the most eminent journalist in Jamaica right now. And he has been barred from the debates commission from way back when. Right? And then George Davis right now is probably one of the leading journalists who is operating in Jamaica. Emily Shields, another very good journalist, probably the best you have right now. And you are excluding the best journalists from the debate. What you don't want is people who are going to be asking pointed questions, neighbor. And that's basically where it is. The people who are going to be going up there to ask questions without fear or favor, to both sides of the political divide, you don't want them up there. And that's it.
Barry, what is there to be gained from doing these debates?
Well, the truth is that it's basically going out there, you get a good audience, and for right now, I don't think TVG has the audience that would really make a difference because TVG has lost so much ground, you know. But it was really to kind of put the people who are going out there to put their policies in front of the people. So people can decide, especially those people who call themselves well-thinking Jamaicans, right? But because the people who are dieted supporters of both political parties would have made up their minds already. So the debate now would be to get the people who are on the fence.
Yeah. Comrade Diego is on the line, Barry. I think he has a report in terms of what is happening. By the way, I just see a hearse pass me. I wonder if someone is going to be buried.
I hope not, neighbor.
Yes, it appears as if some people did. Anyway, Comrade Diego, how are you doing, sir? No, he's coming up. He's coming up soon. I hope that he's not coming here to report that his side has called for the hearse.
I report anything in that, neighbor. The PMP are so pathological, neighbor, that they will anything they see they will say the opposite of the facts, neighbor, and their supporters will believe.
Sorry, he's here now. Good afternoon, comrade. No, we have lost him. All right. There's another call online, Barry. Go ahead with him.
Yes.
Well, he's gone.
Who's there, neighbor?
He's gone too.
So, neighbor, I am super confident, neighbor, that what we are seeing and the way that you see people are coming out now, neighbor, because it's close to the wire. The PMP media houses, they're coming out. Right? They're coming out in there. Everybody know where the nationwide people stand. I mean, they call it what they call it like they see it. And I mean, if they were straight political, they would not have given the PMP as much airtime as they would have given them. And every time you hear a JLP report, you hear a PMP report out of nationwide. And even though the PMP is not spending any money with nationwide, they are still reporting because they are trying to be balanced And I like it, neighbor, because guess what? I want to hear what the PNP is doing, and I want to hear what the JLP is doing. So if I want to listen news that give me balanced information, Nationwide is the best place to go. If I want to listen what the PNP is doing, go to TVJ. I go to RGR.
Yeah,
That's
very, very
basically
interesting.
how they draw the line.
All right. I have a friend in Central Kingston. Let me see if I can get a little bit of update in terms of what is happening in Central Kingston. Well, maybe these guys are actually at work. Choose Jamaica, you're still there?
Yes, sir, I'm right here.
Yeah. Go ahead and talk to Barry.
Yes, Choose Jamaica.
Yes, sir.
How is it on the road down there? Choose Jamaica. I mean, have you been outside?
No, well, I'm actually in the diaspora right now, sir.
Oh, okay, so what's your take on things right now?
Well, it's a number of factors that come to mind in regards to this election. We're seeing the propagandists and the tribalism that want to raise their ugly heads, and I think that is far from what we really want. We are now in 2025, and that's, it's so sad that we as a people, are still standing at this crossroad in terms of violence over politics. You know what I mean? The narratives are always been spreading. Like, if you look at the slogans of the People's National Party, they always smell that way in terms of what they put out. I mean, when you listen to a blood and fire type of situation, you're looking at arrogancy, you're looking at ignorance, you know what I mean? And you're looking at some bare-faced people that decide that come hell or high water, whatever it takes, that's what we're going to do to be successful. And I think that is really sad for us being in 2025. We've gone through 63 years of independence, and we are still one Jamaica in spite of being JLP and PNP.
Well, you know the beauty. Choose Jamaica, you know what the beauty about what is happening? The beauty is that in this day and age, we are not sitting down and depending on any one source to provide us with information. The media has become so liberalized. Social media has overtaken mainstream media, right? And we can get the real information and the facts from social media. And so when mainstream media has thinking and started to do what social media used to provide us with alternative facts. And what you find, you are getting better quality information on social media now than you are getting from mainstream media. Because mainstream media has become so biased that they now are distorting the facts. And social media now are fact-checking information using the technology that's available to them.
Yes, and you know something, sir, Barry, like I've seen this developing kind of, like I said, tribalist type of thing that is going on. Think about Mark Golden. And whatever going on, remember it's taxpayers' money that we are
You're breaking up.
That the things that are going on now.
Yeah, you're breaking up. I'm not sure. Your background is very noisy.
Barry?
And you're not coming in clearly at all.
Oh, yes. Sorry about that.
Yeah, man, much better now.
You hear me better?
Much better. Yes.
Yes, okay. So I am saying it is really a sad day when, in spite of a PNP or a JLP, we're looking and seeing, hearing the incumbent saying that to a previous interview that in spite of what is going on, Remember, mark you, these monies that have been spent in any way, shape, or form is still the taxpayers' money, JLP or PNP. And this man is saying to the people in a previous interview that they are not been trying to get vote in to continue what the present government is doing. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Isn't that sad? In
Very
this
sad.
Year 2025?
And I'm looking at one quick example. Say the PNP were to come to power. And what would they do with the 100 school buses that were bought?
That's a question that has been boggling in my mind. Are they gonna give them to some comrades and tell them to lay a fowl in them? See, you understand? So the people, the same taxpayers' money, the same taxpayers should be also looking to say, hey, in spite of what they are saying, these buses are our tax dollars. And when you see an incumbent coming to tell you that, oh, we don't want them, and with this, and we're tearing down what is going on, it shows you a really sad days are ahead of us.
And then the next thing is, you are going to say, I am going to give 20,000 people $10,000 a month for transportation. How does that guarantee that these people will go to school? Because guess what? I get $10,000 and I am hungry. You think I'm going to die for hungry and have the money put on?
Bro, that's a good question. And on top of that, we're talking about Jamaica. We have we're supposed to be 3-point-something millions today. And we're talking about in terms of children and the schools, the population presently. We're talking about a man promising to give. This is Jamaica, the real Jamaican, where we know that taxi men in Jamaica, not beating them down because we are the same people. But now you're going to give taxi men the job to take children around and to do when taxi man come off a road, tell himself from lunchtime and him gone this, and him gone, him girlfriend call him to go pick up the gas, and him this and that, and pick the people, then pick their roadside and wait. When we are talking about a school system that will be on time to come, make sure so you're picking it up on the bus, you can call the driver and say, sir, you see, punchy loop on the bus? Yes. You see what I'm saying? That's the type of thing we're looking at. And we're talking about these people that are definitely looking in our face, fiercely, and telling us that they don't want a system like that.
But the thing is, choose Jamaica. Just imagine. Look at the technology. Your child board the bus. The moment your child swipe the card, the parents get a notification that the child is on the bus, you know.
Yes.
Right?
That's my point.
That's the point. So your child, you can now track your child and track where the bus is at. And that is the beauty of the technology that the government is. That is even better technology than what we have in the United States right now, you know.
Presently.
Yes. Because guess what? When the child go on the bus, there's no tracking system. You just know that your child is going to be on bus route number 7, number 8. Right? And
yes.
And so you have to probably depend on the driver to tick off to make sure that he gets all the children on the bus and drop them off at their house. But if God forbid one of the child get left and you don't know where the child is, there's no way to find that particular child, whether or not the child had board the bus or not, you know. If the driver miss one of them, you know. So the thing is we have a system that the government is putting in place that is so good and will be so beneficial once it continues to improve and to start reaching more people. And I understand that the government is also going to give a transfer ticket. So when you take the bus from country, come to Spanish Town, come into, you can take another bus via transfer to go to your final destination. And
good afternoon, Garfman. Barry, we have another call online. Garfman.
Good afternoon, Garfman.
Good afternoon, Good afternoon.
Are you in Jamaica?
No, well, that's a good question, you know, because I'm like Jesus. I can be anywhere, anytime, any place, anywhere. That's a good question.
I guess
But
so.
let me answer this. No, I am not in Jamaica, and it's one thing I do. I don't really hide where I'm at. I'm in the sunshine state of Florida,
Yes,
and
sir.
the sun is 100 degrees on the outside. God help me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but let me answer this, Barry. Barry, have you ever had a child go to school in the U.S.?
Well, I live in the United States. My daughter graduated, what, 2 years ago?
Yeah, graduated from college or from high
From
school.
high school. Yeah. I teach in the high school system
Cool.
right now.
All right. Did your child ever take the bus?
Yes.
And you say you are living in Florida. I'm assuming it's Florida or Georgia. It doesn't make a difference.
Yes.
System is a system.
Yes.
But you said that the school bus system here doesn't have a tracking system. Is that what you're saying?
No, it does have a tracking system, but I'm saying
Oh, it does. But you just said you.
no,